The first day of Bears training camp is officially in the books, and let me tell you, there's already plenty to talk about. The biggest headline, or rather, the biggest absence, was Luther Burden III not being out there on the field. That's definitely not the news Bears fans were hoping to hear, especially after all the drama and anticipation around him this offseason. Burden, who was picked in the second round after dropping out of the first, missed every single OTA and the mandatory mini camp, so naturally, the assumption was that by training camp time, he would be fully healthy and ready to hit the ground running. After all, he even dropped a video on his YouTube channel showing himself working out at Hall, which gave everyone the impression that he was prepared to go. But when the Bears took the field today, there was no sign of Burden. That immediately raises questions. Ben Johnson, the head coach, didn't address Burden's absence in today's media session. He probably won't speak publicly about it until tomorrow, so we might get some clarity then. What's strange is that just yesterday, no one mentioned Burden not being ready. So either no one asked the right question or something unexpected came up right now. This feels like a developing story until proven otherwise. It's not a full-blown crisis, no need to hit the panic button just yet, but it's certainly something to keep an eye on. Think about it. Autos and mini camp were one thing, but the team has been off for 6 weeks since then. Burden's injury was classified as a soft tissue issue, and unless it's something serious, the expectation would be for him to be back by now. So is it more serious than we thought? Is there some other issue at play? The truth is, no one really knows right now. I'm not trying to make this into a huge drama, but pretending this isn't a story at all wouldn't be honest. Until we get more info, I think it's fair to say this is a notable storyline for Bears training camp. With Burden out, Zakia shines as a potential early front-runner for the team's starting slot receiver position this year. Of course, it's only day one of training camp. Maybe tomorrow he'll be out there catching passes, and the whole thing will blow over as a non-issue. If that happens, I'll be the first to say so. But until then, this is definitely a development worth monitoring as the days go on. Burden missing all of spring ball makes this situation even more concerning, especially for a player expected to be a big contributor. Now, shifting gears a bit. While Burden's situation is uncertain, there's another receiver who caught a lot of attention today, rookie undrafted free agent JP Richardson. This guy has been turning heads ever since OTA letters back in May and June, and he showed up in a big way on day one. Brad Biggs called Richardson's one-handed catch down the sideline the best play of practice, and that was no exaggeration. With a defender tight on him, Richardson still managed to haul in a beautiful grab on the last play of practice. He made another nice catch across the middle that impressed the coaches and media alike. What's especially interesting is that even on the first day of training camp, people are already saying he's someone to watch for a roster spot battle. When the Bears signed him, I said this kid just knows how to play the game, and seeing him in action confirms it. I've watched every single one of his games from the past 2 seasons, yeah. I'm a TCU Alaman. Richardson fits the classic mold of a slot receiver. He's a bit undersized and not the fastest guy on the field, but his hands are rock solid. He runs routes like a pro, knows how to find soft spots in coverage, and consistently gets open. Plus, he's got return skills too. He was his team's punt returner last year, adding even more value to his profile. Now, realistically, there's no scenario where Richardson makes the team and Burden doesn't, but if Burden's health remains in question or he struggles to prove himself reliable, Richardson could definitely push for some playing time or even a roster spot. The coaches seem to be very serious about competition, especially with Johnson's mindset that no job will be handed out. Richardson just keeps making plays, and that's hard to ignore. So while Burden's injury saga is one to keep an eye on, Richardson's emergence off the spring and his standout day one performance is another story developing simultaneously. This rookie could be the dark horse in this wide receiver group, potentially surprising some folks as camp progresses. Now, onto the offense as a whole. Ben Johnson came into camp with a clear message: mediocrity won't be tolerated. According to reports from practice, Johnson was visibly and verbally frustrated during drills with Caleb Williams, the Bears' young quarterback. Johnson stopped drills multiple times when the offense couldn't line up quickly or correctly, eventually pulling the whole offense aside to reset. This reaction fits perfectly with everything we've heard about Johnson since he took over. He's a no-nonsense coach who refuses to settle for anything less than total precision and effort. Some might say it's harsh for day one of training camp, But this is exactly the kind of attitude that can set a team up for success down the line. Yes, there will be some rust early on, especially with a new playbook. But slow snaps out of the huddle and misalignment are avoidable mistakes. And Johnson isn't letting any of that slide. The Bears' offense has struggled with attention to detail for a while, particularly last season under previous coaching staffs. Reports came out about a lack of focus during camp that spilled over into the regular season. So it's encouraging to see the new staff nip that in the bud immediately. These early days are when habits get formed, and Johnson is making it clear that the standards are going to be high. This no-compromise mindset extends to the players as well. Caleb Williams and his teammates know they have to earn every rep. Johnson isn't going to tolerate complacency or laziness, and if you can't keep up, someone else will take your spot. It's a tough approach, but sometimes that's exactly what a team needs to break out of mediocrity. Switching back to defense for a moment, Tremaine Edmunds is definitely a name to watch. I was hoping that with Dennis Allen's new defensive scheme, Edmunds would be a better fit than he was previously during OTA letters. He showed some promise with interceptions and solid playmaking. And on the very first play of team drills, he picked off Caleb Williams. That's a great way to start. Coach Allen said after practice that he expects Edmunds to be an exceptional playmaker this season. He mentioned that Edmunds' athleticism has always been there, but his instincts have been inconsistent in the past. This is a good start for him, but there's still a long way to go. If Edmunds can elevate his game and live up to the big contract he signed, that would be a huge development for the Bears' defense at $18 million per year. Expectations are high, and consistent performance from him would pair well with TJ Edwards, who's been rock solid. Together, those two could form one of the league's better linebacker tandems, which is what Bears fans have been hoping for since the signings. There's also competition heating up at left tackle. Everyone is keeping an eye on how that battle shakes out between Braxton Jones, rookie Aussie Trapillo, and Karen Amaji. Jones started with the first team today, though he did have a false start on the very first snap, which is understandable, considering he's been out for several months when team drills started. Trapillo took over with the ones, which might be a sign he's slightly ahead of Amaji right now. Remember, during OTA letters, Amaji was working more with the first team initially, but the rotation has shifted. This is a true open competition, as Ben Johnson has said repeatedly. So it will be interesting to see how it plays out. Jones and Carlson Loveland are both getting back into shape and ramping up their reps cautiously. So the Bears are clearly managing their workload early. The key question will be whether Jones is ready once pads go on and the contact level increases. This is something to watch closely as camp progresses. Finally, a quick note on some other absences. Zay Frazier was also out today, which adds to the reasons why the Bears brought in veteran Trey Flowers. With both Jalen Johnson and Frazier missing time, the team needs depth and experience. It remains to be seen when those rookies will return to full participation. What's clear is that Dennis Allen and the coaching staff are bringing an old-school toughness and intensity to this training camp. There's a sense that this won't be a laid-back, just going through the motions type of camp. Players were doing up-downs during individual periods today, something that reminds you of classic football training camp scenes you see in movies. It's a hard-nosed approach that fits a team trying to improve from last season's disappointing 5-win record. Ben Johnson and his staff are setting the tone early, demanding discipline and effort every single day. That's the kind of mentality that can change the culture and maybe push the Bears to a better season. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In the ever-turning carousel of the NFL offseason, whispers have begun to ripple through the Windy City. Allen Lazard, the versatile wide receiver, might just be the next big addition to the Chicago Bears. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the rumor mill is heating up as fans and insiders alike speculate on the possibility of Lazard arriving in free agency to bolster the Bears' offensive arsenal. Lazard, known for his reliable hands and physical playstyle, has caught the eyes of several teams in recent seasons. His ability to stretch the field and contribute in both the passing and blocking game has made him a valuable asset. Chicago, hungry for offensive weapons to complement their quarterback, seems like a fitting destination for the receiver. The Bears faithful, eager for a splash move after a season full of ups and downs, have already started buzzing about the prospect of Lazard donning their iconic navy and orange. The timing couldn't be better. with free agency in full swing, teams are actively pursuing talent that can make an immediate impact. If Chicago does secure Lazard, it would signal a clear message of intent and aggressive push to enhance their passing game and bring excitement back to Soldier Field. This potential signing could also provide some much-needed depth behind the starting receivers, adding a veteran presence that can mentor younger players, of course. Nothing is set in stone yet. Other franchises are reportedly interested in Lazard, and contract negotiations and free agency are often unpredictable. However, the idea of him joining the Bears roster has already sparked joy and anticipation among the Chicago fan base. Social media platforms are alive with chatter, and unofficial fan pages are already speculating how Lazard's style would mesh with the team's offensive scheme. As always, these off-season rumors come with a fair share of uncertainty, but if this one comes to fruition, it might just be the boost the Bears need to reignite their playoff hopes. For now, Bears fans can only wait and watch as the free agency saga unfolds, holding onto the hope that Allen Lazard will soon be sporting the familiar Bears jersey, bringing skill, grit, and a new sense of optimism to Chicago's gridiron battles. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.